9/11 News. Coverage you can count on.
On edge in Minneapolis as the city braces for a verdict in the Derek Chauvin trial. Businesses are boarded up, worried about possible violence after the verdict comes in. Thanks for joining us. I'm Gordon Lash. After 4 hours of deliberations yesterday, the jury returned to look over the evidence at around 10 this morning. The charges they're considering include second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter in the death of George Floyd. President Joe Biden spoke to George Floyd's brother yesterday and told the family he was praying for them. He plans to address the nation regardless of which way the verdict goes. We'll have more on what's happening now in Minneapolis in just a few minutes. First, we want to get to some local news and sun and clouds today and the return of winter tomorrow. Meteorologist Danielle Dozier is tracking when we are going to be seeing that snow. Danielle?
Yeah, I am not looking forward to it, to be honest. I know we can see snow in April, but it is coming. Out there right now, though, we've got a mix of sun and clouds, and temperatures are in the mid-50s from Pittsburgh into Greensburg and Washington. Cooler up north today in Butler at 52 and Morgantown currently at 63. If you are getting outside here this afternoon, temperatures will be climbing into the upper 50s to near 60 degrees here in the city of Pittsburgh. I'm expecting that milder weather to the south of the city and then some slightly cooler air up to the north along I-80 corridor. Coming up, we are tracking that return to winter, as Gordon mentioned, which includes the hour-by-hour rain to snow timeline and how much we think we'll see coming up.
All right, thanks, Danielle. Police are asking for help finding this 12-year-old boy. His name is Bryce Rose. He was last seen Sunday in Pittsburgh's Warrington neighborhood. Police say he may be on the north side. If you see him or have any information, you're asked to call Pittsburgh police. A pizza delivery driver was carjacked overnight in Homewood. Police spotted the stolen car on Frankstown Avenue. They say it all started on Monticello Street just before midnight. That's what a pizza delivery driver told police, that two men stole his car at gunpoint. Pittsburgh police say they saw it driving through Pittsburgh and Wilkinsburg and eventually stopped it on Frankstown Avenue. They say a man got out and ran. They later caught up with a man, but they thought it was one of the suspects, but eventually let that man go. There's another delay in the trial for the man charged in the Tree of Life shooting. The judge granted Robert Bowers' attorneys a 90-day delay to file pretrial motions. Bowers is accused of killing 11 people and injuring 6 others in the Tree of Life synagogue massacre in October of 2018. Now back to the Derek Chauvin trial. NBC's Jay Gray is in Minneapolis, where the case is now in the hands of the jury, and the city is on high alert, waiting for a verdict.
Hey there, and let's start with where this jury likely is right now. Yesterday, they spent 4 hours behind closed doors, likely not much deliberation. They were getting to know one another. They haven't really, in theory, talked about this case until now. They had to work through some of the judge's orders and kind of establish where they are and where they're going to go. Today is really the first day of true deliberations inside the courthouse here. And they'll begin to work through what is a lot of evidence, a lot of testimony, 15 days worth, so it could take some time. Outside the courtroom, security very tight. We've got state troopers coming in from Ohio as well as Nebraska to fortify a force that on the ground is already more than 3,000 National Guard troops, 1,500 officers and federal agents that have been here. You really can't walk around Minneapolis without seeing troops on pretty much every corner in the area here. And so that's where they stand security-wise. We do know that schools in the area have decided to go with virtual learning from Wednesday to Friday just as a part of the precautions here. That's the latest in Minneapolis. I'm Jay Gray. Now back to you.
Local organizations are planning a day of action when the verdict comes down, which will include demonstrations. Pittsburgh public safety officials and police told us they're prepared for whatever happens.
We're certainly asking for peace, and we will do everything we can to allow individuals to express their First Amendment rights.
I hope they don't do the looting again, but honestly, there's a lot of tired people, and at some point, our voices have to be heard.
Pittsburgh is a very, outspoken town, so if it's anything like the last time when we had the riots and stuff, then it's going to be just the same if we don't have any justice.
Again, deliberations picked back up at around 10 this morning, and we are keeping a close watch. As soon as the verdict is handed down, we'll bring it to you on air, online, and on the WPXI News app. New at noon, another push to legalize recreational marijuana across the state, led by a local lawmaker and Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman. Today's date has some significance. April 20th, or 420 Day, marks the annual celebration of all things cannabis. Channel 11's Alyssa Raymond has more on what all is included in a bill to legalize pot.
State Rep Jake Wheatley says it's time to legalize marijuana for recreational use. Wheatley, along with several other state representatives, weighed in on the topic during a roundtable discussion in Harrisburg today on 420, also known as Weed Day.
It would generate in excess of $5 billion over the next 20 years in free money that would otherwise go to the drug cartels.
This video of Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman kicked off the discussion. Representative Jake Wheatley took it from there. He first introduced House Bill 2050 last year. Then after it got shot down, he's pushing once again to get it passed. If passed, the bill would make adult use cannabis legal in the Commonwealth. The legislation also includes wiping the records of nonviolent drug offenders. Other items in the bill include a minority and women grant program geared towards helping disadvantaged groups benefit from the industry, and an excise tax for consumers that would start at 6%. To learn more about House Bill 2050, look for this story on WPXI.com. You'll also find it on our news app. Reporting on the North Shore, Alyssa Raymond, Channel 11 News.
In the past hour, the Allegheny County Health Department released its update on new COVID-19 cases and says it has learned of 389 new cases since yesterday. Health officials say Pitt's Williams Research Lab reported 57 of the new cases, with 46 dating back to last month. The health department is also reporting 3 additional deaths. The number of new infections of COVID-19 in children continues to rise. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics and the Children's Hospital Association, more than 88,000 new pediatric COVID cases were reported last week. Children represented more than 20% of the new weekly cases. In today's update from Allegheny County health officials, 75 of the new cases were people under 18. The Pittsburgh Penguins are the first pro sports team in the state to join a campaign to cut down on vaccine hesitancy. The next time you go to a Pens game, you'll see more signs with 2 catchy slogans. Good information leads to good decisions, and the best offense is a strong defense. COVID has taken its toll on the economy, incomes, and jobs, and President Joe Biden is set to address that this afternoon. NBC's Tracy Potts has more on how the president is trying to get people back to work.
Clean, efficient vehicles, utilizing...
President Biden doing a virtual tour today of a South Carolina battery factory, one of the companies he hopes will put Americans back to work. The president told Democrats and Republicans he's willing to compromise on the size and cost of his nearly $2 trillion American jobs plan.
Everybody's for infrastructure. The question is who's going to pay for it. And that's what we're going to try to work out.
His guests, all former governors and mayors with on-the-ground experience dealing with aging infrastructure. Republicans worry the president's price tag on top of trillions already spent on COVID relief is too much.
We've got to stop treating government like spending its money like monopoly money.
The Biden administration is also trying to convince Americans that vaccines are safe.
So what we say to anyone who has doubts about getting a vaccine, we leave it up to you. Look at the data. The data speak for themselves.
Government experts are still examining the data on Johnson & Johnson's one-shot vaccine, on pause now amid a handful of reports of women who developed rare blood clots after getting the shot. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
Negotiators for Allegheny Technologies Incorporated and the U.S. Steelworkers Union are back at the bargaining table. 1,300 steelworkers have been on strike at the company's 9 locations since March 30th. The Trib is reporting the 2 sides held their first bargaining session yesterday. Health care and salaries remain the sticking points. Riders are telling the Port Authority what they think about the redesign of the Station Square T and bus stops. These are sketches of the plan, and Channel 11's Mike Holden learned there's more than one goal with the upgrades.
Riders tell us these upgrades are essential, especially considering how busy the Station Square spot can be. So they tell us they're thrilled to see this master plan, and they hope their input is taken seriously. The Port Authority's Planning and Evaluation Department has rolled out a station improvement plan. One of the big focuses is right here at Station Square, which includes 4 busy stops. Their overall goal is to boost all riders' experience by investing in the lines. These sketches show part of the plan: new lighting, canopies, and accessible ramps. They want to welcome future development at the site, increase ridership, improve station access, and create a welcoming design around the lower level in the Mon Incline. Folks also tell us safety is a huge priority here.
They need a safer way for people to cross the roads because you have a lot of elderly people, people who have disabilities like myself who can't get across the road real quick.
And the Port Authority says they're still in the very early phases of the planning process. I'm now asking riders what they would like to see and the specific improvements they believe would take this experience to the next level. For Channel 11 News starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting from the South Side, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin has signed a 3-year contract extension that keeps him with the team through at least the 2024 season. Tomlin is entering his 15th season with the Black and Gold. He is the 3rd longest tenured head coach in the NFL.
They're basically telling me you're healthy. Like, we can't figure out why this is going on.
She got the COVID-19 vaccine, then woke up paralyzed hours later. Only on 11, what happened when we told Pfizer about this?
It was very, very costly.
The price kept a local city from buying ShotSpotter technology until now. Why officials changed their mind.
And I'm tracking the latest timing on that rain turning to snow. You can already see it back off to the west. That's coming up.
Only 11 spoke with a local woman who says she lost feeling in much of her body hours after getting Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine.
And it was the scariest thing in the world to go to sleep completely fine, walking, to wake up at 1:30 in the morning, not able to move at all.
She didn't want to show her face, but she tells Channel 11's Jillian Hartman that doctors at Allegheny General Hospital ran every test you could imagine, but still don't know why a perfectly healthy 33-year-old mother is basically paralyzed from the chest down just hours after getting the Pfizer vaccine.
And it was the scariest thing in the world to go to sleep completely fine, walking, to wake up at 1:30 in the morning, not able to move at all.
This Bethel Park woman is speaking out only on 11 after she decided to get the first shot of the Pfizer vaccine last week. Afterwards, she felt fine and went about her normal day, but 12 hours later, she says she woke up in the middle of the night, paralyzed with no feeling in her arms and legs.
And I'm literally counting on my daughter to hand me my phone to call to get help.
Paramedics arrived and she was rushed to Jefferson Hospital to be treated.
I told them the only thing that has been different, literally, from that could have caused this, that I've done different in my daily routine, is I got the first shot of the Pfizer.
She was then moved to Allegheny General Hospital in the north side, where they ran several tests. She said the MRI and spinal tap were clear. The blood work all came back negative, ruling out any rare diseases and disorders.
There's just nothing that they could find wrong with me, like no underlying conditions, nothing. Like I have nothing in my history, nothing. And they're basically telling me, you're healthy. Like, we can't figure out why this is going on.
Luckily, she's been able to regain feeling and strengthen her arms, but still no function from her lower chest down, besides very slight movement in a few toes at last check. I did ask a local infectious disease doctor with UPMC if he's heard anything like this happening in the world yet.
I haven't heard of paralysis from the Pfizer vaccine.
I also did ask Dr. Dave Weber if he thinks this could be a side effect of the Pfizer vaccine or if it could be something else.
I'm sure there's more than one potential explanation, and it would really be premature for me to judge whether it's a side effect of the vaccine or not. I think it definitely needs to be looked at. It should be reported.
I reached out to Pfizer about this particular case. The director of its global media relations said, at this time, our ongoing review has not identified any safety signals with paralysis in the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. It is important to note that serious adverse events that are unrelated to the vaccine are unfortunately likely to occur at a similar rate as they would in the general population. Regardless, this woman is concerned her condition points to the vaccine and fears it could be permanent. Now her daughter's drawings are helping her get through this.
Hold on to these, because it's like, these are what got me motivated and has my mind like staring at my feet, ready, like, just move, please.
The family told us the case was reported to Pfizer. The woman was transferred to Cleveland's clinic yesterday to run more tests. The CDC now recommends people who experience side effects from the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine get medical treatment immediately. Side effects include headache, backache, abdominal pain, shortness of breath, leg swelling, red spots, and easy bruising. Use of the vaccine is on hold for now after 7 women who got the shot later developed blood clots. Pennsylvania's former health secretary says she got the J&J shot and has confidence in it. Dr. Rachel Levine is now assistant health secretary in President Biden's administration. She hopes the vaccine will be back in use by the end of the week. The football coach who was fired by Pine-Richland wants a sit-down with district leaders. We got to look at the letter that Eric Kasparovich sent to the district. It says things are out of control and he wants to help end it so that the kids can focus on finishing out the school year. The letter also addressed fears that this could have a negative and lasting impact on the kids and community. This is video of the latest rally in support of the coaching staff. More than 200 parents and students filled the football field last night. They stood for 6 minutes of silence in support of Coach K. The coach and his entire staff were fired last week over allegations of hazing, but coaches and players deny those allegations.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Hope you're having a great day. Taking a look at our visible satellite right now shows a little white shaded color moving across the screen. Those are some of the clouds that we've been dealing with today. Thicker clouds across northern PA right now. A few fair weather cumulus clouds dotting the sky here for us this afternoon. Temperatures are pushing up into the mid to upper 50s here in the city and in Greensburg, but a cooler 52 up in Butler. Milder air down to the south, where in Morgantown it's currently 63. It is coming. It is definitely going to be here into tomorrow morning. That's the cold air that I'm talking about. Look at that blue shaded color, how it has plunged all the way from Canada down into Texas. Yeah, that is a sharp temperature difference there, from 37 degrees in Oklahoma City to 73 in Austin, Texas right now. So this colder air will be on our doorstep into tomorrow morning. 35 overnight, a slight rain chance. I do expect the chance for a few showers to move into our forecast, but really the steadiest will be be around for our morning commute tomorrow. Northwest breezes will develop at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow, look at that. It's not often you see a little wavy wind icon here. That is because the winds will be pretty strong tomorrow. We're looking at occasional gusts up to about 30 miles per hour, which will make it feel much colder. And I'm actually going to walk you through our hour-by-hour wind chill forecast coming up in the next half hour. Just know that the temperatures will be sharply colder tomorrow than what we have been dealing with over the last couple of days, with temperatures only in the 30s. Our storm tracker maps do show those chances for showers overnight tonight. Here's the timestamp there at 1:30. Some pockets of moderate rain there possible. Then the steadiest comes in, as I mentioned, from west to east as we head into our morning commute. So this is a timestamp at 6:30. You can see the showers here in green, and the purple shaded color would be a brief transitional period where we could have a little bit of rain or snow mixed in with a little sleet. And then as that colder air continues to move in, it will transition to snow, and it'll be a period of snow for just a few hours in the morning before giving way to more scattered snow showers and rain showers throughout the afternoon. These are going to be coming in from the northwest, so at times we're dealing with lake effect snow showers in areas of blowing snow and reduced visibility. The ground is so very warm, and we've been talking about this for days because of the air temperatures, of course, being warm. So in general, we're looking at less than an inch across the majority of the area, and a lot of this would accumulate on grassy or elevated surfaces. And initially, we're going to have some melting as well because of that warm ground. The exception to getting a little bit more than an inch would be up across far northern Lawrence County into Mercer County and up there along the lake, as I've been talking about, because those are where the trends are for some slightly higher snow totals. This is not uncommon, though. This is just a look at the snow-free Aprils in the last 50 years, only two, 1998 and 2008. So we do see snow in the month of April. 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. If we can get past that brutal weather tomorrow, and I say brutal because, yeah, it's not typical for April by any means. 46 on Thursday, 60 by Friday with plenty of sunshine. And then for the weekend, I think the first part of the day looks good for your outdoor plans on Saturday with 61, but some showers are going to be moving in with another weather system by Saturday evening, and those showers look to continue across the area Sunday with that high of 57.
All right, thanks, Danielle. Police in a local town are now using new technology. How they're making their presence known even when officers aren't on the streets. And many live venues are struggling to survive. The suggested trade-off to get people back to concerts and sporting events. Americans are not rushing back to live events. A new study from Bankrate found just 16% of U.S. adults have a ticket to an upcoming event like a concert or a sporting event. Most are younger adults. Nearly 38% said that they would go to these events if organizers required people to prove that they've been vaccinated. The Pittsburgh area leads the state when it comes to warning notices for businesses not following COVID-19 rules. During the first half of the month, the LCB says 6 Pittsburgh businesses were issued violations, 32 were issued warnings. Since the pandemic, we've been disinfecting everything we touch, but earlier this month, the CDC said it might not make that much of a difference. And now they say it can also lead to something called hygiene theater. That's where people get a false sense of security because they think cleaning is enough to keep them healthy. Health officials also worry the more people rely on cleaning, the less likely they might be to socially distance or wear masks. It is National Donate Life Month, and West Penn Hospital took some time to honor organ donors. The hospital held a rose garden ceremony yesterday. A rose bush was planted in honor of donors and their families and to celebrate the gift of life.
It's the ultimate gift to be able to provide that to a patient and family waiting for a possible organ.
Across the country, more than 110,000 people are waiting for a life-saving organ transplant. Another person is added to the nation's organ transplant waiting list every 10 minutes.
Well, temperatures are running just a little bit cooler across the area than this time yesterday, but this is going to be a much different map as we head into tomorrow. I'm tracking the timing of that cold air coming up.
We're not out of the woods yet, and I hope we'll get there soon.
And we could need a booster shot to get beyond COVID. One of the companies taking the lead in hopes that we can beat COVID-19 variants. We're keeping a close watch on what's happening in Minneapolis, waiting for a verdict in the Derek Chauvin trial. The jury returned to deliberations at around 10 this morning. The charges they're considering include second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter in the death of George Floyd. As soon as a verdict is handed down, we'll break in. More clouds and sun today, and then snow tomorrow. And Danielle, I thought we were done talking about wind chills for a while, but I guess not.
I know, and I actually had a graphic for the tower cam where it had a wind chill forecast, or at least the heat index or the wind chill, and I had switched it over to heat index because I thought we were done with this, Gordon. You can see our forecast here for this afternoon. We've got 50s in store for us and near 60 degrees with that mix of sun and clouds. And yeah, get outside and enjoy it today because we have some big changes with temperatures falling down into the low to mid to upper 30s into tomorrow morning. However, when you factor in the wind that's going to be really ramping up, it's going to feel like the lower to mid 20s at 8 o'clock in the morning. And as I animate the time clock there, you can see in the afternoon, it's going to feel like freezing, if not below, by 5 o'clock. So we're going to need our winter coats all day long. And yes, we're going to be dodging the rain and snow showers. I do have some more cold in the forecast, which could mean something for your plants. So I'll have the latest on how long these really cold temps will last coming up.
Thanks, Danielle. Now that many Americans are fully vaccinated, the talk is shifting to whether they'll need booster shots in the next year or so. One company is on it, creating a booster shot it says will help protect people from COVID-19 variants. Melissa Colorado reports.
If 2021 was the year when most Americans got vaccinated against COVID-19, 2022 might be the year of the COVID-19 booster shot. Gritstone Oncology, Inc. is the Emeryville company that's creating a second-generation COVID vaccine. CEO Dr. Andrew Allen says the goal is to create a booster shot that protects people from evolving variants.
Everyone's heard about, the UK variant, the South Africa variant. We want to generate immunity that is effective across all of these variants, so we stop having to worry about it quite as much as we do now.
Testing is underway. A group of 100 people received the booster shot as part of a phase 1 trial.
It's a wide range of folks, yeah. It's the National Institutes of Health are running the study. So this is Dr. Fauci's team at NIAID.
So who would benefit most from these COVID-19 booster shots? We posed that question to Dr. Lee Riley, who studies infectious diseases at UC Berkeley.
I think at-risk groups, such as people who have underlying medical conditions, immunosuppressive conditions, maybe older individuals, they may need boosters sooner.
Are these once-a-year booster shots or just one and done, you're good to go?
Yeah, it's a great question. And the simple answer is we don't know.
Dr. Allen says ongoing research will answer that question sometime by next year, when he anticipates the booster shot will be ready for FDA approval.
We're not out of the woods yet, and I hope we'll get there soon. The first generation vaccines are a fantastic beginning, but I don't think this story is complete at this point.
The U.S. State Department is adding more countries to its do not travel list. It's boosting its guidance to include 80% of countries worldwide due to COVID. There are currently 34 countries on the do not travel list. Getting to 80% would mean an addition of nearly 130 countries. The city of Pittsburgh is creating new jobs and making it easier for people to find opportunities as part of the redevelopment of the Hill District. The Penguins and their partners at the Puccini Pollen Group announced the opening of the Lower Hill First Source Employment Opportunity Center. The mission is to provide a place for people to have better access to job opportunities and career training.
What I notice in our society today is that we are a people that become lost, and we're dedicated to the wrong things. And I think a place like this will be a great opportunity for a lot of people.
The center will offer a number of services inside the Hill House for at least 2 years. The redevelopment of the former Civic Arena site has been in the works for more than a decade. It's a tool the city of Pittsburgh has used for years. ShotSpotter gives police real-time information on gunshots, but it's not just for Pittsburgh anymore. McKeesport is using ShotSpotter, and Channel 11's Joe Arena learned why the city is investing in this technology.
The mayor of McKeesport will tell you himself there's often a stigma that comes along with talk about this city, but he'll also tell you today how excited he is about the direction McKeesport is taking and the help from up above. Another layer of protection for the city of McKeesport. ShotSpotter technology is now up and running in the city, and it's already having an impact.
It's been a month and a half, and I can tell you, just in a month and a half, having the ShotSpotter in place, we've already made a few arrests.
And the mayor says this technology, which can alert police officers to where a shot has been fired, is a game changer.
This technology literally identifies the caliber, how many shots, breaks it down, and our officers now are on the way within seconds.
And it also couldn't have come at a better time, with new development and more businesses taking up empty space in places like the Daily News building and other spots in town. That means more people, and those people need to feel safe.
It's a cost that's needed here as we continue to make sure our current residents feel safe. Employers, new jobs coming into town as well, not just our current ones. We don't want people to leave town, but as we're encouraging people to move into town, it's extremely important.
Maintenance of the system, we're told, costs about $99,000 a year, and this year McKeesport received money through a community development block grant, and the mayor says it'll be a top priority to sustain this system for years to come. In McKeesport, Joe Arena, Channel 11 News.
We are following breaking news right now out of Long Island, New York, where at least 3 people have been shot at a supermarket in West Hempstead. At last check, the shooter was still on the move. We will have any updates in this newscast as they come in. Help is on the way for states to tackle the child care crisis highlighted by the pandemic. Nearly $40 billion for the child care industry will be released from the COVID rescue deal. Pennsylvania will get about $1.2 billion. Child care providers can put the money toward reopening or paying workers in rent. The funding will also help essential workers afford child care.
A world without child care is a devastating world. It destroys women's labor force participation, families' economic security, and it's deeply damaging to people of color in particular.
During the pandemic, child care centers shut down, working parents lost care, and child care workers were out of jobs. Parents, mostly mothers, left jobs or reduced hours to fill a gap. If you shop online, it may be time to start reading the fine print. Our consumer advisor explains the hidden fees that could show up on your credit card statement. But first, a heart-pumping rescue after a kid falls onto the tracks moments before a train speeds by. Greensburg officials want the owner of a 3-story building in the business district to tear it down. They say the roof has fallen in and the building is at risk of collapsing. The mayor told the Trib the building on South Pennsylvania Avenue needs to come down now before someone gets hurt. They've given the owner, who lives in California, until Friday to fix it, or they will bring it down. South Park Township officials are offering a $500 reward. They need help catching the person who vandalized a park. Evans Park off Trip Hammer Road was trashed on Saturday. The township supervisor says that's the concession stand area for the South Park Baseball Association, and the group had just finished renovations. Well, you have to see this dramatic new video. It shows the moment a railroad worker risks his life to save a child who fell in front of an oncoming train. There's the fall right there, and you see in the bottom that worker running up. This was in Mumbai, India on Saturday. The child, who was with his blind mother, slipped and fell onto the tracks, and then you see the man sprint, jump, and get the kid out of the way there just in time onto the platform. A few scrapes and bruises, but the child was not seriously hurt.
Wow, that was some crazy video. Take a look at the temperatures right now. We're in the mid-upper 50s, but we are going to be only in the 30s tomorrow. But I'm going to let you know how long this really cold air is lasting in the forecast.
If you shop online, you may be paying for hidden fees. Our consumer advisor shows you what to look for on your credit card statements. If you shop online, you could be paying extra charges. Some companies are adding fees to your bill, and you may not even know it. Channel 11's consumer advisor Clark Howard explains what a cram charger is.
As we're doing more and more stuff online, we sign up for things, and along with that comes a bonus we weren't looking for. It's known as a cram charge, where you buy a product or service, and deeply buried in the terms and conditions, they add on other junk fees known as crams. And most of us don't even notice because we don't look at our bills closely. This is happening like a plague right now. So please take the time to look over your credit card statements, your checking account statement, And when something doesn't look right, odds are you got hit with a cram that sometimes will be more money than the actual product or service you bought. You see that, you dispute it, and you don't pay phony charges that you didn't want. I'm Clark Howard.
A bill dubbed Free the Lemonade Stand has passed the State House and is now on the way to the Senate. It allows a child under the age of 18 to run a business like a lemonade stand without getting a business license. It was inspired by a story out of D.C. where a family was fined $500. There are some rules, but they can't be open for more than 84 days a year, and they have to make less than $5,000. Pittsburgh is launching recreation programs for kids this week as part of the city's Earth Day celebrations. Kids Smart Club at Home is a 6-week program with a focus on science, math, art, and reading. And City Park's Kids of Steel Running Club is a 6-week virtual running club.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
All right, take a look here at our radar. I've got the new legend back on it, so we are going to be hitting winter feel tomorrow. So I've put the rain, mix, ice, snow legend back up there. And you can see the area is quiet right now, but you can also see the snow that's back off to the west. Check out the snow in Missouri and Illinois and Indiana, southern Michigan dealing with the snow. And this is a pretty wide swath of snow that's ongoing across this part of the country there in the Midwest. And so the air will continuously turn colder as a strong cold front arrives into tomorrow morning. Our winds are going to shift around to the northwest. They're going to pick up, and we're really going to feel it when we step out the door tomorrow morning. Here's a look at our storm tracker maps. I do expect a chance for a spotty shower overnight tonight, but the steadiest precipitation will come in during the morning commute on Wednesday. And it'll be in the form of rain initially, and then we'll have a transition period that's pretty quick, and then snow. So this purple shaded color represents where we could have a rain snow mix, maybe even a little sleet mixed in as well, and the showers kind of moving in first. So then the air cools, and then we get the snow. You can see Pittsburgh, Beaver, Newcastle, Butler, Franklin seeing snow at the 7 o'clock hour. Snow for the morning, and that's pretty steady, I think, once that hits. And then in the afternoon, the steadiest pushes out, but we have this lingering moisture around, and with the colder air not only at the surface but through the entire column of the atmosphere, we continue to see these snow showers pivot in from the northwest as we have a northwest wind flow. So that means some lake effect snow showers will be in the picture during the afternoon. They actually may mix a little bit with snow showers at times, or rain showers at times. So a little bit of a mix in the afternoon, and then by evening we're cooling things back down. Some scattered snow showers there occurring to our north. Our forecast for tomorrow, it's going to be cold. 30s out there. The winds are going to gust up to 30 miles per hour out of the northwest. I think they could be sustained between 15 and 25 miles per hour. So you may even need a scarf or a hat throughout the day if you're out walking your dog. One last check of the wind chill forecast. It'll feel like the lower 20s in the morning tomorrow with those stronger winds. Blowing in the afternoon, it'll feel like the lower 30s across our area. So this is 4 o'clock. And we have a freeze watch that will actually go into effect at 1 a.m. on Thursday and continue until 10 a.m. Thursday for a lot of the area, including Pittsburgh here in blue. And this just means that our air temperatures are expected to drop below freezing as we head into Thursday morning, as our weather begins to clear out. And as those temperatures fall, of course, our sensitive plants and flowers need to be wrapped up or brought in. And that's, I think, pretty much the extent of the really cold air below freezing. We'll get just above freezing, it looks like, into Friday morning. That might be a morning where you want to wrap up your plants just in case. And then Friday, we're topping out near 60 with sunshine and rebounding to 61 again on Saturday. Showers move in Saturday evening, and showers will continue into Sunday. So if you are getting out this weekend, best day is Saturday.
All right, thanks, Danielle. We may see some snow tomorrow, but Seven Springs is looking forward to summer. Seven Springs and Hidden Valley Resorts are holding job fairs to fill more than 400 seasonal jobs. They need part-time, full-time, and intern applicants. Coca-Cola is set to raise prices. The company says the cost of ingredients is going up. Coke hasn't said which products would have higher price tags. The company last announced an increase in 2018, citing the impact of aluminum tariffs.
Hey guys, come here. No, really. Come here. I want you to see this because it is my favorite thing. Okay, so recently I was looking for machine washable carpets in my house because I like things to be clean, and that's not easy, right? I couldn't really find anything, and then guess who we started partnering with on Local Steals and Deals? My Magic Carpet. Do you see this beautiful carpet? This is made to go in the washing machine. It's made for that. It has a special backing. Wait till you hear about it. Beautiful patterns, 3 different sizes. This one was on the floor in my kitchen in front of my sink. Now I have them everywhere. They feel great on your feet. They are beautiful in your home, and they are such a great peace of mind. Please say hello to my new best friend who made this all possible, Mike.
We wanted a rug where it had some type of layer between the top fabric and the bottom, so that if there was a spill or an accident, it wouldn't seep through to the hard surface flooring, because we didn't want to ruin the floor below. And so anyway, they came up with this waterproof barrier. So the features of the rug is that it's stain resistant, it's non-slip, it's got a waterproof barrier, and so it's kid friendly and pet friendly, and just a great solution for every household.
Thank you so much, Mike. I love this entire idea, and I love the fact that he really made them beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? Different sizes, different patterns. You can see them all on localsteals.com. I love that this backing is made to go in the washer and dryer again and again without breaking down. I love that it's something that right now on localsteals.com you can actually save 20 to 25% off on. Now you can throw it in the washing machine. You don't have to worry about walking on it and the kids being on it, the pets being on it, without being able to wash it and dry it. And by the way, your home looks great.
Here's your chance to buy an entire town. Nipton, California, population 25, is for sale for $2.7 million. The town's current owner bought it with her late husband in hopes of turning it into a modern, green, and sustainable community. She hopes the new owner would attempt something similar. You can now test your chess skills against Pittsburgh police officers. The competition just got underway today at Market Square. Officers will take on anyone, regardless of skill. The department says it's a way for the public and police to get to know one another. Matches will be held every week through summer, weather permitting. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Thanks for joining us. Our next newscast is tonight at 5. Have a great day.